Okay. It was requested of me to make a video of learning how to read. What I have here is a book that I wrote entitled Reading Text in 4/4. The entire book is written in 4/4 time. Now, let's talk a little bit first about why is it necessary to learn how to read. Well, you want to be labeled as a musician, that's number one. You should be able to read. Now, there's different levels of reading. This is going to be a beginning to understand how notation falls within 4/4. The reason why you should learn how to read is because it gives you a better vocabulary, a better understanding of rhythm. It's very, very simple. It's all mathematical. And if you're familiar with fractions, or if you forgot how fractions work, I would suggest that you kind of review your fractions. Now, what you're going to get with this book for this particular video is going to be some sheets. There's going to be a sheet of counting systems, a sheet on note description, and whatever sheet or pages that I demonstrate. I will email them through Dropbox to whoever wants them. I will leave my email, and you can contact me through email. Or if you're on Facebook, you can contact me through Facebook, and I will send them to you, whether it be PDF or whether it would be just a regular sheet. Now, we're getting back to understanding how to read. That is, like I said, there's all different types of levels. I have all kinds of drum students, and they don't have a choice. With me, they're going to learn how to read. Now, I could take reading to a very simple form to reading big band charts, doing shows, or doing symphony music, or wherever you want to take the reading. And that takes a lot of time and a lot of training. But the reason why you want to learn how to read to a certain point is to understand how rhythm falls within 4/4 and what are the possibilities. To understand it, to recognize it, and to be able to execute it. So, like I said about fractions, you're going to need to understand fractions because rhythm is based upon, in 4/4 time, wholes, halves, quarters, eighths, sixteenths, and 32nds, and so on. So, like I said, you're going to get two sheets, one on note description, one on counting systems, all right, and a few on definitions like what 4/4 is. And 4/4 is a time signature, and the time signature is indicating to me what time the music is being played in. And like I said, this is in 4/4, and 4/4 is there's 4 beats to a measure, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now with the counting systems you're going to get quarter note counting, which was that 1, 2, 3, 4. Eighth note counting, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you get eighth note triplet counting, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 16th note counting. We'll start with that one. That's going to be 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Now, obviously, the best place to start would be on the first page. Now, on the first page, there's a series of it's in 4/4 time. There's 4 measures per line. Okay, and there's a combination of quarter notes, half notes, whole note rest, half note rest, quarter note rest, and we're in 4/4. It's a very simple page, and all I'm going to do is count 4 beats to the measure, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I look at page 1, the first measure, I'm looking at it and it says a whole note. Well, a whole is equal to how many quarters? 4. I'm in 4/4 time, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I look at the first measure and it's a whole note and I play 1, 2, 3, 4. The second measure, 2 half notes. Okay, 1 half rather, equals 2/4. So I'm playing one time on the half. 1, 2, 3, 4. The third measure, I have a combination of half note and quarter note. So again, the half note is equal to 2 quarter notes, so I'm playing the third measure as 1, 2. The third beat would be a quarter note, which would be 3, 4. The fourth measure is the reverse of that following the previous measure. 2 quarter notes and a half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, understanding how the whole note, the half note, and the quarter note are related to the time signature 4/4. Now I'm going to turn the metronome on 60. That's my quarter note pulse. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that was the first line at 60. That was my quarter note pulse. It's a combination of whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. The second line, first measure, you're going to be introduced to a rest. And you have to identify the rest. And what that rest is a half note rest. That means I'm resting for 2 counts. 1 half note equals 2 quarter notes. I'm going to play the first measure, second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second measure, which is 2 quarter notes and a half note rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third measure, half note rest, 2 quarter notes. 1, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just play the whole second line. Now I'm going to play line 1 and line 2 very slow. It's about understanding the difference between a quarter note, a half note, a whole note, and a half note rest. At 60, starting from the top. From line 1, the first 2 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, as it continues, you're starting to get combinations of quarter notes and quarter note rest. A quarter note means that you hit once. A quarter note rest means you rest for 1 beat. So I'm going to play the third line very slow, one hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, by doing the first 3 lines, you should be able to play the whole page. And we're going to do that right now. We're going to play at 60. I'm going to start with line 1. I'm going to give myself 4 beats to come in. 1, 2, 3, for one hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third line. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Next line. 4. Line 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Next line. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half note rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter note. 1. Quarter note rest. 2, 3. Half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that's just an introduction to learning how to read. Now, that's at 60, and it doesn't seem like it's grooving or cooking or has anything to do with a particular kind of groove or pattern or whatever you want to call it. It's just teaching you how rhythm falls in 4/4 time on a very, very beginning elementary level. Then that's page 1. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take page 4. Okay? Now, page 4, we have combinations here of eighth notes, quarter note rests, half notes, so on and so forth. Now, what I just done, or did rather, with the first page was I counted in quarter notes. Now, in order to make the spacing equal at this particular time, you're going to count a system of eighth notes, which there's quarter notes and eighth notes and half notes here. So I'm going to count eighth notes, which would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now this is page 4. I'm going to do the first line. I have 2 quarter notes and 4 eighth notes, but I'm counting straight eighth note count. 1 and. Now the reason why I counted 1 and was because to make the space equal to the next downbeat. And remember, you have 2 eighths equal 1 quarter. So I'm looking at line 1, of line 4, page 4, line 1, first measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Second measure, you have eighth notes and half notes, but I'm maintaining an eighth note count. It's all mathematical. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and third measure, 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, it's just a combination of recognizing where the eighth note is, where the quarter note is, the half note and the rest, and so on and so forth. So, I'm going to demonstrate one more line on page 4. Let's take line 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Again, we're going to do eighth note counting. 1 and play. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 And now we'll turn the metronome. We'll turn it on a little bit faster. We'll make it maybe 72. That's my quarter note. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting eighth notes, or I'm thinking eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and boom. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 enough on that page because I'm running out of time for the video. So I'm going to go to another page where I can make a second part, but I'd rather do it now. We're going to go to page 6. There's a combination of quarter notes and 16th notes. Again, it's all mathematical. The quarter note is equal to 4/16. So I'm counting 1 E and the as the quarter note. And I'm going to maintain inside of this count a 16th note count, which would be 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and the 4 E and. Now, line 1, the first measure, 3 quarter notes, 4/16, and I'm maintaining a 16th note count. 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and the 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Third measure, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and we're going to turn it to 72. Here we go. 1, 2 E and the 3. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and 2, 3, 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1, 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1, 2 E and the 3 E and the 4, 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4. That's just the line and a half of that page. If you notice, you look through these pages of this book, there is no dynamic markings. Dynamic markings are just various degrees of sound, of being soft or moderately soft or very loud. So it's just to understand the rhythm first. And this is a couple pages on the reading text. This is a part 1 video of maybe 2 or 3 more. So I could better explain this to you. At the moment, I'm just experimenting with this. So if there's any input, what or how, if I said it too fast or I wasn't clear with my explanation, I would very much appreciate some feedback. So I'm going to leave my email address, my Facebook name, and my Skype contact. And if you want to get the pages that I just demonstrated, simply email me or friend me on Facebook, and I will definitely send them to you Dropbox with the video. Thank you very much.